Honorable members, amidst us today is the Right Honorable Anita Among, Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, and our host. I have, in accordance with the provision of the Article 54 of the treaty, invited the Right Honorable Speaker, Anita Among, to address the Assembly. I now proceed to make the following proclamation to welcome her presence in the Assembly. Whereas Article 54, Item 1 of the treaty provides that the Speaker of the Assembly may invite any person to attend the Assembly, notwithstanding that he or she is not a member of the Assembly, if, in his or her opinion, the business of the Assembly renders his or her presence desirable. And whereas, in the opinion of the Speaker, the attendance of the presence and presence in the Assembly of the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda is desirable in accordance with the business now before the Assembly. Now, therefore, it is with great pleasure and honor on your behalf, honorable members, to welcome Right Honorable Anita Among, Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, in this Assembly, given under my hand this Tuesday, the 29th day of October 2024.
Item number 5, the order paper, addressed by the Right Honorable Anita Among, Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, preceded by welcome remarks by the Right Honorable Speaker, EALA.
The Right Honorable Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, the members of the East African Legislative Assembly, our visitors who are in the VIP lounge, I want to welcome all of you to Uganda, which is a part of Africa. And I also want to welcome you to Parliament of Uganda, which is a people-centered parliament with the 556 members. I want to welcome you to this official opening of the EALA plenary sitting that marks the first meeting of the third session of the Fifth Assembly. You're most welcome. On behalf of the members of Parliament of Uganda, we heartily wish you a well deliberations, and we welcome you to this Parliament. And this is our chambers, which is now your chambers, which we have given to you. First, permit me to salute His Excellency, the President of Republic of Uganda, for being on the forefront of promoting the East African Legislative Assembly and the East African community and integration agenda. I want to congratulate him and thank him. His unwavering support to EALA since its inception in 2001 is a testimony of the confidence that he holds in the organ and the institution of the East African community. Dear members of EALA, your presence here reflects the unity that binds us together with aspirations of the states and citizenry that from East African community. Today, you are responding to the clarion call of our forefathers of furthering the struggle on attainment of the East African integration with the pillars of custom union, the monetary union, the common market, and the political federation. That is what we are doing, and we are doing as per our forefathers, the Nyereres of those days. Challenges notwithstanding, East African community has made a significant achievement since its establishment. We now have the Common Market Protocol, which has facilitated the movement of goods and services. We now have the 13 one-stop border centers and the East African passports that we are using, the common passports in East Africa. These successes are as a result of the efforts of the Regional Assembly and enacting the progressive laws that is the cross-border trade and movement. And we want to thank EALA for that. Right Honorable Speaker and members of Parliament, the idea behind the Common Market Protocol was created as a single market for member state countries to ensure that there is free movement of goods and services and people, to eliminate the tariffs and non-tariff barriers. But the protocol is not being respected by other member countries or member states. If we have agreed to use a machine-readable national ID to cross borders, why should that be a problem with other countries? We should respect what we decide as institutions and for the good of our countries. While substantive procedural and institutional progress has been made towards realization of each of the pillars, remember the 4 pillars I talked of, a lot more effort requires to be put to eliminate the barriers and ensure that we have a united community. I therefore want to re-echo my call for unity and cohesion among partner states. If we stand together as a united East Africa, then we shall overcome our regional problems. Unity will unlock our potential to find the local solutions for our shared problems. Where there are disagreements, let us not shy from addressing them, because peace and security among member states is a catalyst to economic prosperity and political federation. Political wars have riped nations. Such wars should not have place in East Africa, especially among the East African states. We must embrace peace and have unity as the community for a prosperous East African community. Right Honorable Speaker and members of EALA, we are looking forward to the legislative business of this sitting, and I'm already excited. having seen the strategic bills that this assembly will pass during this sitting in Kampala. It will be a Kampala declaration, such as standardization bill, the accreditation and conformity assessment bill, the anti-female genital mutilation bill, among others. However, to create a meaningful legislation, it's imperative that member states domesticate these laws once passed. It should not only be passed here and remain here. Each country must take the law and be domesticated in their different countries. And that should be done by the ministers that represent East Africa. The Parliament of Uganda assures you of our unwavering support towards the efforts of transforming the East African community into a stable, competitive, and sustainable region. Right Honorable Speaker and members, this is not my day. And I must say, I am sorry for interfering with the session. It is your day for you to fulfill your constitutional mandate with those few words. Once more, I want to thank you for coming to Uganda. Secondly, I want to make a correction that my name is not Amongin. My name is Among, without ing. So the member you have is Amongin. I am Among, AAA. And I bring you greetings from Accra, where I was voted in as a vice chairperson of the African Union speakers, and as African Union, or as Africa, we are determined to have one Africa, one destiny. Our problems of Africa must be solved locally in Africa. They will not be solved by other people. Just like the East African problems must be solved locally by the East African community. It should not get out of East Africa. With those few words, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for giving me this chance to say a word to the honorable members, and also to tell the honorable members, while in Uganda, feel at home. This is your home. Uganda has the most loving people in the continent, and I believe they will treat you to the best. You may not even want to go back. You may not even want to go back, but I wish you a fruitful deliberations. I say all this for God and my country.
Thank you. Thank you, Right Honorable. When we conceived this idea of having our sittings in Uganda, we received overwhelming support from the leadership of the Parliament of Uganda, who graciously accepted to share with us the parliamentary facilities with all the courtesies that we have enjoyed since our arrival. Right Honorable Speaker, we recognize your parliament as one of the most active and vibrant in the region. Congratulations for that. We also, before you came, we also talked about your prize. Being elected as the vice chair of the Forum of African Speakers and the president of legislators recently in Accra, Ghana, this is a recognition that your leadership from East Africa is recognized by all Africa. And you're not the only one. We in East Africa, we are happy, we're proud of women leadership. You are the Speaker of Uganda, and your parliament is performing. We also have the Speaker of Tanzania, Right Honorable Tulia Ackson, who's not only doing well in Tanzania, but who's leading the world. We in the IPU. We also have the Speaker of South Sudan. Is it the lower or the lower house? National Assembly. And she is a woman, an East African woman, and she's doing well. And recently in Rwanda, a woman has been elected as the Speaker of the National Assembly. We East Africans, we recognize your leadership, and above all of you, we have a head of state, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. He's a woman. We're inspiring Africa. Right Honorable Speaker, we also recognize how you're fully involved in education, in empowering the Uganda and East African through skilling. Look, your house is the one who has free health care services, and we in Arusha and EALA, we wish to come and learn from you because we need to implement these facilities. We know that you're promoting health and facility of girls and children, among others. With all of this, Right Honorable Speaker, we thank you again. We thank your team. We thank your house for being with us, welcoming us, and we feel home. Uganda is like Arusha. My members have been integrating since they have been here, and will not stop saying thank you. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.